Hello, namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, Adab, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, viewers and friends all over the world. We are back yet again today with the yet another scintillating episode on the Down Battery Show, wherein today we are going to talk about the mind games or the diversions that is created in any moment or any fight or any movement that is happening today. See, basically, when a moment comes into the picture, there are a lot of things that happen around it. There are a lot of people we get to meet. There are a lot of people we get to speak. There are a lot of people we interact. That doesn't necessarily mean that we share the same kind of relationship with everyone. There are instances wherein some we get along very well, some we don't. In some other places, just remains there. Neither do we share a cordial or a good relation. Neither is it like we. What do you know? What do you say? We have a bad relation or something. It's just there at the threshold, either this side or that side. But the most important thing that what happens in every moment or every single minute, second, whatever you want to call it, every passing time in our life is these games, these challenges which we face both mentally and physically. I'm so sorry, guys. I had a call. So sorry. I duly apologize. Am I audible? I most certainly am. Okay. Thank you. So this is it. This is life. This is what happens. So every moment has its own plus and minus. Every moment has that particular time where it comes to actually a place wherein we might have the inner feeling that are we losing the track, are we losing the, what do you say, losing the flow, or are we like slowly derailing from it. Now this is the juncture wherein everyone, whoever is a part of it, whoever wants to be a part of it, or whoever is watching it as a spectator, it becomes very important that we try to understand what is happening and also realize that sometimes what we see is not what it is. There are so many examples for movements going for a toss just because we as human beings just do not realize that what we see is not always what it is. It's very, very important for us to understand, analyze, and ask questions than assume things. Now, there have been a lot of instances wherein, let's talk on what is happening currently. Aryan Khan got arrested on 2nd of October, and the case is going on and on and on. But NCB, despite of the challenges it was facing from maybe the sitting CM of Maharashtra, maybe so-called in double inverted commas honorable gentlemen till date like Javed Akhtar, trying to point out that a small news is making it a national news, but somewhere else drugs was caught in a huge quantity and it is not making in the news. Definitely, to a certain extent, Yes, but there is always a possibility. There is always this that comes into the picture, that everything is interlinked, and the picture which is being shown to us by the media, trying to turn someone like a Aryan Khan into a hero, has a lot more wings attached to it. Guys, there are a lot of things that depends, that actually means a lot, but then it is up to us how we take it. Because not always is it mandatory that the people what they portray in front of us. I'm talking with specific references to Bollywood and to some people who have this good political following, or what we call these public figures. The people what they portray is without any hidden meaning attached to it. There are a lot of instances wherein it is shown that just to save their own face, just to make sure that their filth or the dirty picture of the person who is speaking stays hidden, they come out in support. Give me one small minute, guys. I'm getting another call. I'll just join. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back again. We would not get deviated for another second anymore. I've shared the link down below in the stream. I've shared the StreamYard link in the comment section. Anyone who wants to join today can come and join, because this is going to be an open mic session. This is not going to take it. I'm not going to drag it too long. It will be a short and crisp one yet again, as always. So anyone who wants to join, anyone who wants to speak about the moment, or any kind of mind games, or what they feel can be the deviation in the moment, is more than welcome to join. Please join the stream. Let's have a discussion on this. Sometime it so happens, like we have seen now, I was on Mitraji's stream yesterday, and on that stream, once the stream was over, in the comment section, I saw someone commenting that why is Keto hiring Bollywood stars, more of Bollywood stars. Now, the reason is very simple. We told it on one of our shows that Kunal Kapoor is the co founder of Keto. There are other things also. So, guys, it is very, very important that we understand that there are so many things and there are so many different ways wherein an impact on your mind can happen. And at that moment, it depends only on you, what you do, and how would you like to take it. Because it is not that easy when it comes to, because it is not that easy when it comes to the issues that we face in the society, maybe as citizens, maybe as whatever you want to call it, maybe as citizens, maybe as a part of the society. Because, see, don't take this statement wrong over here. What is, if you are a citizen of a particular country, that doesn't mean you need to believe. Sometimes what happens is issues happening elsewhere in some other country with a humanitarian cause to it, definitely will make us get attracted to it. And that's where the statement of mine, citizen of that country or a concerned human being in the society, there will be so many instances wherein so many issues will relate to you, so many issues will connect to you. But at the end of the day, the only thing that we need to remember, understand, and try to get it within us is two simple questions. Number one, why am I here in the first place? And number two is, what is making me believe what I'm going to believe or what I am believing. Just because someone is telling something, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to believe. If you can find facts to it, if you can relate to it, and if you can actually make sure that yes, this is what it is, then believing does sound sense. If not, it doesn't really make any connection whatsoever to, or is not even close to the reality. There are a lot of instances wherein so many times, we tend to go back to square one, but just because there are these mistakes what we have made, and these mistakes actually costed us something or other. Now, if we closely watch, there are so many products these Bollywood people endorse. There are so many, like, there are so many brands, so many products, and whatnot. So many different kinds of health drinks, etc., etc., etc. You can add it one, two, three, four, five, six. The list is going. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. But one simple question that I would like to raise from my platform is, how much of these products do they genuinely use themselves? The answer would definitely be no, because they do not use the products which they endorse, or which rather which they sell. Guys, it is so very important for us to make sure that we do not fall prey into all these tactics. We do not deviate from the basic, what do you say, from the basic bottom line of what we understand ourselves to be. And also, we are well prepared, aware, and understand that we do definitely play a major role in shaping ourselves up. If anyone doesn't stand for you, you stand for yourself. Commendable job by the NCB team, commendable job by the agencies that are handling these drug rackets. Now, if you closely watch what has happened today, NCB team going to Manath and calling Chanki Pandey's daughter for inquiry, this very much was on catch. And on one of our shows, we definitely had shown that photo wherein Imtiaz Katoi and the Chunky Pandey, what would you say, the junior Pandeys, son and the daughter were found. This particular arrest which has happened has actually, or rather, I would say, is that connecting bridge now, which is going to go ahead and expose so many names that definitely will cause a lot good to the society. Fantastic job done by the team of NCB, and there is genuine support coming in for Samir Wankriji from all the corners. Everyone is actually standing up for it, raising their voice on it, and whatnot. It is this moment, guys. It is this time of the fight. It is this time, like what is happening now, which can actually make this battle or can break it here. A lot of us have actually forgotten why were we here in the first place, and a lot of us are seem to divert from the track. Absolutely, Mitroji, there is no second question to it. That Samir Wankadechi is doing a fantastic job, and not just Samir Wankadechi. Samir Wankadeji is definitely the face, is definitely the youth icon, is definitely that hero whom everyone would look up to. But there are a lot of unsung heroes who stand with Samir Wankadeji and who have been that support for Samir Wankadeji, who have been that, what do you say, that backup for him where he could fall back and trust them, believe them, and get the work done through them. That's why NCB as an unit is very strong. And the biggest point here that comes into play is Samir Wankadeji got a 6 months extension just because he was involved in Aryan Khan case. I don't know how many of you know it. I got to know about it very recently. The work that man is doing and the kind of support is getting, no matter the objections are coming, the questions are being raised, the fingers have been raised, and some idiots have even gone out to the extent of calling out names to him, which I do not on any ground, or I cannot think to the horizon of my thinking capacity why this is happening. But yes, at the end of the day, as the proverb goes, barking dogs seldom bite. You cannot help it. One person who's put his life at stake, who's put his family at stake, who does not have time for himself or his family, be it 1 a.m. in the night, be it 5 a.m. in the morning, be it 12 a.m. in midnight, anytime you call him, he'll definitely receive the call. He will greet you with the same smile, the same enthusiasm, and he'll make you feel at ease. And despite being a zonal director, his office is open for everyone and everyone is treated alike, being the first point. The second point being the person doesn't have any kind of ego, is grounded and down to earth. The third point being one man who, see, in today's world, in the times now, we actually, in the sense here, what I mentioned by we is not you and me, it is the major part of the society who do not have time for their parents because of their busy schedule and work. One person close to his 40s visiting his mom, taking her blessings, and then joining duty every single day. How can someone raise questions on such a person? Simple, straightforward question, guys. A person who has always maintained the same stand for everyone, the real youth icon, the person who is genuinely doing it for the country and the society, how can someone raise a question on him? And my simple question to all these so called gentlemen and double inverted commas is, it was I got to hear that Samir Wankadeji shared a meal with an underprivileged family during Dasara and did not make any fuss out of it. How many of you actually do it? To say anything can be said, guys. To do anything can be done. But there is a lot of difference in it. Everyone feels hungry. Animals feel hungry, human beings feel hungry, everyone feels hungry. But while eating food right, the morsel which goes into your mouth, it is very important. It gives energy to your body and satisfaction to your mind. With all due respect to everyone, this is just a common norm that has been told everywhere, which we all need to understand. The difference between the Japanese and Indians is that the Indians, they live to eat, and the Japanese, they eat to live. I don't want to create any kind of controversy over here. The only reason I'm raising this point is to make each and every one of us realize that it is high time we stand up and we start supporting the right people. We start walking on the path of dharma and we start raising questions. What was given to us by our elders, if we cannot do anything better to it, we should always ensure we actually do not spoil it. Thinking process, the flow of thoughts, and the capacity which human brain possesses, is much, much, much higher than what anybody can assume, presume, or understand. Any aspect, anywhere, any point, at any given time, one thing is very crystal clear, guys. If you believe you can do it, then you can achieve it. This is life. This is what each one of us should understand. And this very much sums up the entire story. We all have ups and downs in our life. We all have that moment wherein we feel, are we doing justice to ourselves? Are we doing justice to the country? Or are we doing justice to the mission that is on hand? This is the only question that each one of us need to ask ourselves, and this is where human nature or humanity comes into play. Guys, anyone who wants to join, I duly apologize for being a little late. And do realize that there was a small missing time today. I'll make sure that henceforth I'll be here well before time. But yes, it depends on each and every one of us. How would we want to shape up our own future? Because it's in our hands what we want to do, and it is always up to us whether we want to make it or we are going to break it. Simple thing, guys. Life definitely isn't very easy. So many challenges come on to us, so many different clauses actually make a lot of difference in it. There are so many things that would actually like sum up the entire story. But then that doesn't mean that we need to like give up. There are different aspects to it, and then there are some people who would never understand or would want to understand. And as the saying goes, if someone is sleeping, he can be awakened, but you cannot awake a person who is acting asleep. So, the humble request, what I have to make from my platform to each and every one of you is we need to stay together. We need to ensure that we all are a team and we always have it in us to fight back. Because of certain clashes that are happening, or because of certain small misunderstandings that have crept into the SSR movement, or rather, I would not call it the SSR movement, I would say the justice movement. I have gotten to hear that a lot of people have now started getting disheartened, and a lot of people are now generally drifting away from the movement. The humble request, what I have to do to each and every one of you is it is not the numbers behind you that matter, it is the words that you put or the efforts that you make and take, the pain that you take, the efforts that you make, and the pain that you take in every moment that defines it or that ruins it. So, even if you are alone without anyone behind you, and still your conscience tells you that what you're doing is the right thing that you're doing, then there is nothing stopping you guys. And I'm done speaking what I wanted to come and speak about. We will be here, like I'll be here for the next 15 minutes or so. Anyone who wants to join definitely can join. We will go ahead and talk on the subject. If not, kindly excuse me for the day. I will, or rather, we will come up with fantastic topics to follow up. There are some wonderful guests lined up who will join us, who will come. We will try to spread positivity. We will try to get the topics which are the need of the hour, and we will also pick up interesting subjects which will get each and every one of us look forward to look forward to the programs that we are going to conduct. Now, very soon we will have a show wherein we will have someone speak on self defense and the importance of it, the importance on why self defense plays that major role in the society today, and also some self defense techniques that we can actually follow. आज के दौर में ये बहुत 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 ज़रूरी होता है कि हर इंसान अपने अंदर की उस शक्ति को पहचाने, उस ताकत को पहचाने जो पैदाइशी हर इंसान में है। बस खुद को पहचानने की देर है। जैसे कि बताया जाता है कि इंसान भगवान का ही मूर्त है। We as human beings should treat others the way we want ourselves to be treated. Guys, anyone who wants to join the stream is welcome. I've flashed the StreamYard link. Please do join. Let's talk around this and let's actually make sure that we are a team, we are all together. So, guys, it depends on us how we channelize ourselves, how we make sure that we are backing ourselves up, and how. Oh my god, I see someone. Welcome, Professor. Welcome to the stream. Good evening, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Dhruva. I actually saw the live, clicked on the link. I think you started a few minutes late. I think by 5:15. So I
Yes, I was.
was basically on time.
No, the
So
funny thing what happened today, Professor, I need to be very open to you. For the first time, I don't know for what good reason this happened. I was
okay.
actually came on the stream and I forgot to press the button go live. I was talking.
Yes, things
I
do
got a
happen with
call
us in
from
our life.
someone, dude, is there no live today? I was like, I'm talking live here. He's like, no, there is no live. Then I suddenly see at the bottom of my screen, I've not pressed to go live. That's what happened.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I was like, maybe Dhruva is missing in action. Let me see his past lives, and I really liked one of your lives which you conducted, and a lot of panelists were there. So it's always a pleasure to join among like-minded people like you. Uh, what is the topic for today? Is it SSR?
No, the topic for today is very simple, Professor. The topic for today is mind games, the kind of diversion tactics that have been used in any moment.
Uh, let's start with the SSR. Now, what has happened is that SSR died on the 14th of June. Now, these people did not anticipate that such a movement would start. You see, if you look at what has happened in this movement, what happened? That 14th, Sushant died. 15th morning, 9:15 a.m., Mr. Anil Deshmukh comes up with a video that police is investigating the case and it is a possibility that Sushant Singh Rajput had some differences in Bollywood industry. Now, how does he know that? Who gave him the information, and how is he coming to a conclusion when the Mumbai police has already said that it's a suicide case, according to the authorities? And then you see, these people never anticipated that there is going to be a movement on this level. And then as the movement started, everything started folding. You know, case was filed, CBI was introduced, and to our surprise and shock, Riya Chakravarti was caught by NCB. Now, some people say that, yeah, some people say that that's a different case, that is a drug related case, and this is Sushant's murder or suicide case. I say no, everything is connected. I'm even saying that Disha Salian case is also connected with Sushant.
Pretty much, yes, Professor. See, Disha Salian case is definitely connected to Sushant. Okay, see, the biggest mistake, सबसे बड़ी गलती as a human being, what we do is we do not get into the depths of it. We don't take things as they are. We take things as we understand them, and it is the biggest mistake we do because we assume soon. We do not, like what you say, we do not want to ask questions, we do not want to host a discussion, we get easily diverted. Now I don't want to personally go there and start raising fingers on certain things, but the people initially, when the movement started, were the best of friends. In between, they started throwing filth on each other, and now they are back as friends. All this is, according to me, as a neutral person who has a right perspective of looking into things, I feel all this is diversion tactics, and all this is a pre-planned, channelized game. See, now I am not a regular visitor to Twitter, and I quit Twitter because of some personal reasons. But recently, I did have that opportunity to go through a string of your tweets, okay? And I would stand and speak for myself. I definitely made sense and made a lot of connections, lot of permutations and combination to certain set of tweets that you put it out there.
Absolutely. See, I have the same thinking as yours. Now, I do not dislike anybody. Let me start by saying that there is a particular individual. When I switched on my mobile somewhere around 14th June 2020, I heard the news that Sushant Singh Rajput is no more. I was very shocked. I was like, yeah, he was such a genuine guy, such a hardworking person. Okay, moving on. Then suddenly I saw news that Sushant Singh Rajput committed suicide. I said, boss, ये तो मतलब this is not digestible. अच्छा, उसके बाद क्या होता है? I'm going a little fast. उसके बाद क्या होता है? I see a news which says a family friend of Sushant comes on Republic TV and says that Sushant uh, said some statements, and the first statement is कि अब वो लोग मुझे नहीं छोड़ेंगे. Then on the same interview, she says that on the 11th, Sushant Singh Rajput calls up her Jija, his Jija. Okay, these two statements will come on that later. On another live with Ujwal Trivedi, that particular individual by the name of Smita Parekh goes and says, well, boss, उसके आसपास इतना खून था, मैं तो मतलब देख नहीं पाई. I मतलब as an individual, and I think everybody should, कि क्या हो रहा है यार? Am I missing something? On one side, the authority says he committed suicide, which is gibberish. On the other side, here is a family friend who says के उसके आसपास तो बहुत खून था. So I want to ask that person that how do you come to that conclusion that there was pool of blood around? Number one. And as we move on, she comes up with another theory that no, Sushant was actually dragged from the stairs. And guess what? His murder was telecasted live on in Matoshri. Now I'm not raising fingers, but I would definitely like to ask her in a respectful manner that, Madam, please make me understand. In fact, make your followers understand because I was the one. I was the one who used to follow her because when I heard the news on Republic, I was feeling bad for Shushan, and I was like, here is the lady who is fighting for justice. But then again, when I heard her saying this pool of blood and live web story, I was taken aback. I was like, boss, what's going on? And to my surprise, none of the followers is asking her this question. So I was given a lot of backlash in my previous ID that got suspended. But these are questions which I asked her politely. That madam, please do explain me. Am I missing something? As a fan, I have the right to know कि सुशांत के साथ क्या हुआ क्या है. So I got no answer. See, Dhruva, we need to understand one thing. I am a small handle. You may be a small handle, right? But Smita handle is a big one. Now, when a big handle makes a statement, it is heard by thousands and thousands of people who would actually start believing कि ये जो कह रहे हैं ऐसा ही हुआ होगा, उसके आसपास खून हुआ होगा. Then there was another joker who was doing good. Let me say this again. Who was in the initial times, in the initial movement, started good. But he came up with the alive theory. Oh my God. What are you guys talking about? You're talking about justice for Sushant? Well, he is alive. And I was like, boss, ये movement हो रहा है कि circus हो रही है यार? Are we fighting for justice for Sushant? Or are we still thinking कि उसका खून हुआ है, उसने सुसाइड करा है, and here is one person who's saying, नहीं, Sushant is alive. And like cats and dogs, people are, arguing on that subject. For God's sake, yeah, I tell those people today that the sister saw the body, the family cremated the body. One individual from the movement by the name of Mr. Nilotpal, उन्होंने उसकी बॉडी को कंधा दिया है. And these fools are believing that Sushant Singh Rajput is alive and he's on some secret mission. A few even think that he works for RAW or IB, intelligence companies, agencies. So obviously, यार ये तो दिमाग में आएगा ही आएगा. These questions do come in our minds कि यार ये चल क्या रहा है? Is this not diversion? This is definitely a diversion to take people's mind away from the justice movement. Now, people need to understand why are you in this movement? Are you in this movement because just for justice for Sushant? No. You should be in this movement because enough is enough. We want a change in the society. We don't want people like what happened with Sushant, what happened with Disha, what happened with Jia Khan and others. A lot of other people, Pratyushu Banerjee. We don't want that happening to our kids, yeah?
Definitely. See, one thing what comes into the picture over here, one thing which becomes the subject, the major course of the subject over here is, again, as I said, how things are being presented to us and what we take. Because you see, basically, everyone has a brain, boss. Everyone has that capacity to understand what is happening around them. But that doesn't mean that we actually go for everything that is given to us. What is the use? What is the need for us to take something? Is the biggest question that needs to be asked. Like, what, Professor? I think this question is for you. A sister has given some last pic of Sushant. Some people suspecting their family members. This indeed is a very good question, Mitraji. But currently, the most important thing that forms the matter of the subject is, like, I don't know how to put it across. Professor, would you want to answer this question?
Of course, let me tell you, Mitraji, what happens when the police comes in any case. They do not see कि क्या relation है, किसके साथ वो भाई है, बहन है, चाचा है, भतीजा है. For them, it is about solving the case. Now, what has happened here in Sushant's case is they have already pronounced कि हाँ भाई Sushant Singh Rajput committed suicide without even investigating. It was like a picnic spot land. And of course, there are few people I do not disagree with you. They have questions regarding the family. But are we sure? We can ask we can ask questions. That is our right. But are we sure that what we are asking is the right thing? I'm not giving anybody a clean sheet. Basically, I am in this movement just because of Sushant. I want to know what happened with him on the 14th. And उसकी जो डेथ थी, was it avoidable? If you ask my point of view, definitely his death could have been avoided. Why do I say what I say? It's very simple. That according to Smita, on the 8th, when Sushant came to know about Disha's demise, सुशांत कह रहा था कि अब ये लोग मुझे नहीं छोड़ेंगे. तो if she is true, that means Sushant was scared. On the same interview, she says that on the 11th, Sushant calls up his jija and says कि मेरे को यहाँ से निकालो, मेरे को डर लग रहा है यहाँ पर. On the same interview, मित्रा जी, आप जाके अगर वो रिपब्लिक की इंटरव्यू देखेंगी, ये दोनों स्टेटमेंट्स उसने कही हैं. So my question is, the only question जो मेरे माइंड में है, that if you guys knew that Sushant was afraid of something and being there is a Supreme Court lawyer, there is IPS officers in the family, why was security not provided to Sushant Singh Rajput? That is my respectfully, in a polite manner, I would like to ask them that why was security not given to him? Also, also, I would also like to raise another question is that if Sushant Singh Rajput was being threatened previously and a complaint was made by the father, was the complaint made to any police station? Or as I heard that it was made through a WhatsApp conversation. Now I'm very confused. If somebody in my family gets a threatening call or gets threatened, I would just simply go to a near police station and uh, uh, file my complaint. In their case, there was an IPS officer within the family. So these are questions which I would like to actually ask them and get clarity. I am not pointing fingers at anybody. You see, there is a difference. In the movement, people are trying to point out fingers in the family, that family is responsible, पैसों के लिए करा है, इसके लिए करा है, property के लिए करा है. I do not believe that, to be honest, Dhruva. I just don't believe that. But I would like to ask, if the situation was that dangerous, why was Sushant Singh Rajput still living in Mumbai if he was
See, absolutely.
targeted?
If the situation was that dangerous, why was he still living in Mumbai? When he himself went there and said to people that actually I want to go out of Mumbai, why was he not given that opportunity to actually walk out? Rather, why
Absolutely.
did the family not step in and take him away?
Uh, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि he would have I don't know whether he spoke to his his family openly और nobody anticipated it. उनको ऐसा लगा होगा कि ठीक है यार, फिल्म इंडस्ट्री है, मुठभेड़ होते रहते हैं, कोई ना कोई बात होगी होगी, and I think through talks things would settle down. Nobody really anticipated कि ऐसा कुछ हो जाएगा, and it would lead to his death. So I really cannot answer that, but yes, there is a question definitely here, and I still stand by what I said months ago, that this is not the way that you do a WhatsApp complaint where your family member is threatened. You do a WhatsApp complaint. No, that is not done. And when there is an IPS officer in your family, so that is only my concern.
Absolutely. There is an IPS officer in the family, there is an IAS officer in the family, there is a lawyer in the family. And still, a person from the family is going out and telling that he is finding uncomfortable in a place, and there is one sister living in Mumbai itself. Why was it not taken seriously?
Yes, again, matlab, the sister is living in Mumbai. Probably, I don't know that what information she has with her. I really don't know that. But all I can think is that, was, you know, if if we believe, again, I would say that what Smita is has said on the interview, ये यही होता है ना, ध्रुवा, कि अगर तो हम स्मिता को बिलीव करते हैं जो उन्होंने स्टेटमेंट दी है, then all these questions come up in our mind, that if the family knew that Sushant was in danger, and if he called up on the 11th to his Jija, why was he not taken away from Mumbai? I mean, you have the resources, everything. Yeah, you could मतलब flight ले लो यार. You have a car, drive, or take him to your place. Don't leave him alone. Provide him security. There are a lot of things.
Absolutely. There's nothing, what you say, there's nothing more to be added here. See, basic, the simple question where again any angle we take goes back to us. He was in Mumbai. He calls up. See, if whatever that family friend was telling, if whatever that has to be believed, the simple question that again remains over here is, what exactly happened, and why was it that the family did not step in and take him away? There were statements that he wanted to go back and get into organic farming and whatnot. So not exactly blaming the family, but some questions which were unanswered and which are still unanswered deserve answers. I would be the last
Yes,
person to raise
absolutely,
finger on the family.
absolutely. You are absolutely right. He was such an intellectual person. He was such a grounded person. Now, why do I say that? He did not give a damn about money. Why I say that is, if you see his past records, he donated 1.25 crore rupees to Kerala Relief Fund, 1.25 crore rupees to Nagaland Relief Fund. Can you imagine that?
Definitely,
Such
sir.
a
I can imagine because his needs were limited, and he absolutely, like what you say, he actually wanted to do something good for the society. He actually wanted to come out and make sure that whatever he is earning from it, he is giving a part of it back to the society.
एब्सोल्युटली मतलब आप ये देखो ना ध्रुवा के सुशांत सिंह राजपूत what was his life matlab in the last days, he used to, he's a kind of a person who used to be regular in his fitness. He used to meditate. He used to write journals. He used to write to do list every day. He used to write to do list. He was actually learning coding. He was working on a subject. He was learning coding, and now putting that person in a depression state. Well, I don't know यार, मैंने तो ऐसा कभी कोई depression patient देखा नहीं. And give me, Dhruva, also I would like to state, will the government of India associate with a patient who is bipolar and depressed? He was a member of Niti Aayog committee. मेरे को तो ये बातें समझ नहीं आती. So this is absolutely false when people come up. Yes, आजकल का एक trend है. If I'm feeling sad, that means I am a depressed. I'm in depression. ये एक fashion हो गया. I can be sad for a couple of days. I can visit a doctor and say, doctor, I'm feeling a little low. Does not mean that I have depression. Does not mean I'm a bipolar person here. मतलब people need to study what exactly is depression, how it gets into you, and what are the symptoms. The symptoms of depression and bipolar can are nowhere near Sushant. Tell me something also, Dhruva. People say that a lot of people say in Bollywood that Sushant Singh Rajput used to take drugs. Now, my question to them is it possible for a superstar to take drugs and nobody talked about it before his death? Not even one person from his production team, from his spot boy team, ever talked about कि भाई सुशांत ने कभी ड्रग्स लिए होंगे. Nobody said anything. But after his death, people came up with bogus theories कि नहीं जी सुशांत तो ड्रग्स लेता था. अरे भाई कैसे लेता था? Do you know what is a drug addict? A person who cannot survive without drugs. उसको चाहिए चाहिए होते हैं. तो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल कि अगर एक सुपरस्टार कोई ड्रग्स ले रहा है तो आसपास लोगों को पता नहीं चलेगा. लेट मी गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. संजय दत्त, फरदीन खान, these people used to openly take because उनका गुजारा नहीं था बॉस.
But sir, one thing what I want to ask over here, or rather make everyone aware, is Samir Wankade came on one YouTube channel, and there when this question was asked to him, much before this question was asked to him on a public domain, the question was asked to him offline as well. The simple answer was Sushant Singh Rajput never was a drug addict, and this is never a case of suicide. This is what.
Absolutely.
Yes, Mitraji, please, you can definitely join. Most welcome. You do not need to ask as well.
Absolutely, man. And मैं कह रहा हूँ यार, we need officers like Sameer Wankade and his team. Let me congratulate his team as well. It's a joint effort. It's a lead, lead by example. Look at the way they are going head on with the Mahagadi government, with the Bollywoods.
Absolutely, sir. There is Mitraji. I hope you have the link here if you are not here if you are not able to join. If you are not having the link, just give me a quick moment. I will share the link across to you. Just a moment. There you go. I've shared the link to you, Mitraji. You can
Yes,
definitely
yes.
see it. Please go ahead.
Just one quick
Namaskar.
question. Hello, Professor. Hello,
Hello,
Professor. Hello,
hello,
Dhruvaji.
Mitraji. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much. It was really pleasure to, keep watching you guys speak. I mean, you both speaking, it was
See,
like very
reconnecting.
sensible. It was very sensible. Sorry if I did something wrong. um, yes. Actually, my question,
I'm not able
I
to hear you, Mitraji.
really, one second, one second. Dhruvaji, is that audible? Hello?
Dhruva, are you able to
Ji,
hear her?
is it audible? I don't, maybe I can quit and come back.
I'm able to hear you, Mitraji. I am not kind of
Oh,
an echo.
okay. Okay, maybe I will just quit and come back.
Yeah, you're audible to me. You
Okay.
please, yeah, you just go and
Yeah,
come
yeah.
back, man.
Just, oh, yes, I will do that. Sorry, sorry, both of you.
Hello, Professor. Am I audible, guys? Professor, am I audible to you? Oh, Professor himself quit. Yeah, Professor, I'm sorry. I think we lost you as well. There was some technical disturbance on the line. I think I was getting a call. Please go ahead, sir. You were telling something.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. I was just saying that I also heard Mitraji in one of the lives, and she had, very good point of view. If she's around, if you can call her,
No, she will
she wants
definitely
to
join
join.
back. She because her voice was a little
Okay.
static and we were,
Okay, so I'm actually going back to, people keep telling me that why are we always talking about the case details right from the 14th, वही सब्जेक्ट पे बार बार बात करते हैं. तो मैं उनसे यही बोलता हूँ कि बार बार इस सब्जेक्ट पे बात करने की जरूरत है, बिकॉज सी व्हाट इज हैपनिंग ध्रुवा नाउ. द कंसंट्रेशन मे बी ऑन सुशांत सिंह राजपूत, बट दिशा के ऊपर ज्यादा लोग अब अटेंशन पे नहीं कर रहे हैं. एंड ये जो केस है ये लिंक्ड है, दोनों केसेस लिंक्ड है, सुशांत का और दिशा का. I fail to understand because half of the movement doesn't even know that दिशा जहां से गिरी थी उसमें balcony थी ही नहीं. That building had French windows. And was Disha, practicing some long jump? Because her body was found outside the compound, almost 30 to 40 feet away, outside the compound, which is quite strange. It can only happen if a body is thrown with force. There is no other logic. If you see the building. Hello, Mintra ji.
definitely the body.
Uh, hello, Ji. Hello, Professor, sir. It's nice
How
to
are you?
hear. I was like listening, both of you talking is very nicely. You said whatever points you kept, it was very sensible. And that's the reason I just wanted to say, I mean, I have one question, but it was not reached properly because it was difficult for me to type. So I thought like better to come and just share my view. The same thing you were talking about the theory, recently the people created, some people created alive theory, Sushant is alive. Even I don't believe in that. I feel like it is like to deviate people and deviate our movement and divide our movement. So why I'm saying this, because as you said, the family members were there when the cremation were happened. And not only that, there was two photographs circulated. One is circulated by the nexus, that they morphed some pics. But finally, we got some pics from the family members. Uh, One of her sister, she gave some proof. From that moment only, we started asking so many questions. Then I feel like you're questioning the family members. You're doubting the family members. I mean, the people who are created this theory. So that
Absolutely.
I actually wanted to type that, but it didn't reach properly when I typed it. So that's the reason I thought like I wanted to clear this.
Yes, absolutely. We need to understand that, a father lost his son, the sisters lost their brother. And above all, what has happened in the case? 14th को सुशांत की डेथ हुई. Sister came. Sister saw the body on the bed.
Mm.
मतलब अपने भाई को उसने सामने देखा है. Look, I mean, I can't even imagine the pain she must be going through.
True.
उसके बाद that the family had gone through the trauma and cremated the body.
Mm.
Nilotpal Mirnal was there and he helped the family. So doubting that Sushant is alive, I don't know. Matlab, if this is not diverting from the movement, taking minds away of the people, then what is? And on top of that, uh, I asked that individual. I said, I want Sushant to be alive. If you ask me, I want him. Abhi aa jaye yaar.
True.
Lekin he's not alive. If you are saying that he's alive, then probably you must have spoken to him or you must have met him.
True.
Do you have any proof that he's alive?
Correct. Instead of like fooling us, just show some proof. We will be also happy. Everyone will be happy.
Yes, absolutely. Matlab, there is no logic, Mitraji, there is no logic in that. The top agencies of India are working on the case. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, tweeted about his death. Now, I fail to understand that how these people are talking that he is alive.
True. And you're suspecting the prime minister.
Absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
one second, guys. Let me step in over here. There's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
called as suspecting the prime minister or suspecting the family over here. See, two important things. The prime minister himself went ahead and requested Sushant Singh Rajput to come out and spread awareness about voting. Why is he silent now? That despite 1 year, 6 months, no, 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, 2020, 21. Yeah, 1 year, 3 months. I'm sorry, 1 year, 3 months, the CBI is not answering. And despite CBI being an independent agency which is only answerable to the PM of the country.
Mm.
No, 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 no. See, Dhruva, CBI is an independent agency which not only has to solve the case. You see, CBI has to prove the case in the court of law. Now there is a difference. When did CBI come in the picture? CBI came in the picture when the Mumbai police had already उन्होंने तो घोषित कर दिया था कि it's a suicide. Probably
No,
uh, you
Professor
know
G, Professor G, I'm sorry to cut you off in between here. The point that I wanted to make here is very simple. Keep the proving aside, everything aside, but as a PM of the country, with all due respects to the man he is, he can at least ask the CBI that where exactly do we stand now? The mass of citizens who have voted for me are asking me this question. So, guys, where do we stand?
see the prime minister. He's the prime minister. That is what I want people to understand. He's the prime minister of India. He cannot just talk and think about Sushant Singh Rajput. उनकी नजरों से देखो ना यार. There is already a Supreme Court there who is looking into the matter. The CBI has to, report to Supreme Court. They are working on the investigation. I am sure, I am 100% sure that Mr. Amit Shah and Mr. Modi must be getting regularly updates. But he do not expect our Prime Minister to tweet about this.
No, not tweet about it, sir. At least a couple of words. See, CBI is doing its job. मित्रों, देशभक्तों, मेरे प्यारे मतलब देशवासियों, CBI अपना काम कर रहा है और हम मतलब we are being kept updated about what is happening. At least then the मन की बात के इतने प्रोग्राम्स चला रहे हैं मोदी जी, उनमें से किसी एक प्रोग्राम में भी आके अगर ये बताएंगे कि CBI हमें बता रही है क्या चल रहा है, then probably the people of the country, the confusion that is in their mind, that should we continue, should we stop, is it over, this confusion would be cleared up for a larger extent, is what I personally feel, my opinion.
I also agree with Dhruvaji, because Professor G, the whole world is watching our country now, because this movement has been carried for more than 1 year. This is for a justice. I don't think any of the country have started this kind of movement for single person. So the whole world is watching our country. What's happening? Who's this Sushant? Why people are fighting? Why still they are tweeting for PM? Why they are tweeting for all the big people in the country? So like we are dependent on our prime minister. We believe him. So we want something from him. As a citizen, as a people, we know only him. We don't know where to go and what to do next step. We are still fighting, but we want some solution. On behalf of even Jia Khan, we are fighting. We are just requesting with two folded hands. That's what we are doing. We don't know what to do. They should not close as like other cases. That's what we are
You see
worried
what
now.
has happened. Okay, to some extent, I do agree with you. But you need to understand that Narendra Modi always goes by the book. Okay, what department, the CBI is working on the case, he would never interfere, but he would always get updates. One. Secondly, if you look at the case, what is the case? The case is not only about Sushant Singh Rajput. Let me enlighten you that there is a parallel case also on Priyanka Singh. Now, Man Shinde played a very smart one by introducing Priyanka Singh's case with Sushant Singh Rajput. Why? Because he wanted to delay the process. अब कैसे? Now the onus is on CBI. कि अब सबसे पहले वो प्रियंका का केस जब तक स्क्वाश नहीं होगा तब तक इनकी गाड़ी आगे बढ़ेगी नहीं. They will not be able to move further.
True.
But Professor, what I have heard is that the case that is on Priyanka ji is already squashed.
नहीं सर, अभी मेरे को I don't know, I may be wrong, but it is still in process and it is due to getting squashed, but अभी ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
Because the last news, what I heard about it was, I'm not sure, Mitra ji, please correct me if I'm wrong, because even I am not in the...
Yes, Dhruvaji, actually it was like the other sister was like squashed, not Priyanka ji's. It's still...
Yeah,
No, but then recent... The latest news, what I heard on this was even Priyanka ji's was squashed by Riya karke. I'm not
no,
sure.
if in that case, like we will be happy, no, we would have celebrated. So it was not. Yeah.
It is. This is not.
It's a good
true.
news for. Yeah.
Mintra ji is right.
I'm not sure. I don't want to raise any controversy. I might be confused as well. I'm sorry.
No. This is not controversy too. Don't worry, Dhruvaji. But
this is all on public domain.
Yeah, from public domain, we are just discussing.
Yeah, we're just discussing. So what has happened is that the case was filed on Meetu Di and Priyanka. However, Meetuji's name was taken down, and Priyanka's name is still remains. Yes. However, what has recently the family has done, and I'm sure everybody is aware of it, that I think they have replaced their family lawyer, Mr. Vikas Singh. तो वो उन्होंने रिप्लेस करा है, बट उसके ऊपर भी एक मेरी थ्योरी है, मतलब मेरी सोच ये कहती है that if this case goes to the court, then the family lawyer would not be representing in the court. एक तो रिया मतलब मान शिंदे would be fighting the case from the other side. From this side, the lawyer would be represented by the CBI, not from the family.
Oh, wow.
Yes, the family can assist. The family lawyer can assist, and they should have a lawyer. I'm not denying that. But the main lawyer, if you think carefully, has to be from the CBI.
True.
No, that professor, I think even I have to agree here with you for a larger extent of it, because when CBI files the case, the person who was fighting from the CBI's front definitely will be a CBI lawyer, because we have one case live right in front of us, being Chia Khan's case, wherein Rabia Ji's case, which is which where the CBI is answering to the court, is handled by the CBI lawyer.
Yeah, when you talk about Rabia ji, uh, you know, I actually get goosebumps. I mean, hats off to that lady. It's been 8 years. 8 years.
True.
Now let's take an example of Mitra ji. Let's take an example of Sushant and Jia.
Mm.
In Jia's case, it's very evident that it's not a suicide. It's rather a murder. It's very very clear, clearer than Sushant's case. सुशांत केस मतलब यहाँ तो है नहीं, मतलब वहां तो सीसीटीवी फुटेज में है. You can see, the Pancholi there, and lot of other evidences as well. So I don't know, yaar, what is happening in Jia Khan's case. Why is it getting so delayed? 8 years is a long time, yaar. It's a pretty long time.
That's our worry. That's why we are also worried. Like, it should not go like Jia Khan's. We need justice as soon as possible,
That
and we should stop
that is
this.
also, yeah, that is also the irony na Mitraji. Jia Khan's case, despite having all the evidences and proof, is taking 8 years. But here there is a case of a small kid, chota mota bacha, jiska case which came recently, and already he has got 3 hearings plus one hearing from the High Court Mumbai today. And I'm not sure what is the judgment Mumbai High Court has given today. Mitraji,
So,
Professor, any
yeah,
update
yeah,
on
yeah.
the judgment what the High
No,
Court gave
actually,
today?
no. They've reserved it until 26th.
Okay, I did not know about that.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
So,
the Aryan Khan case?
yes. Until that, he will be in jail only.
Acha, because I
Mm.
really didn't follow today. So
Actually,
26th है.
yes, 26th coming month. And Ananya Pandey, she has been summoned, and I think she's there in NCB office. And two other like Bollywood stars also there in the list now. That's what the latest news.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the previous news was that, let's go to Aryan Khan's case. Now, what is Aryan Khan's case? इसके ऊपर सेक्शन क्या लगा? Section 8C, 20B, 27 and 35 of the NDPS Act, which is bailable. Let me say this, which is bailable. Now, and imprisonment maximum to 1 year. But the big but comes now. But the chats recovered from Aryan Khan with the foreign nationals asking or demanding for bulk drugs, that introduces Ministry of External Affairs, NEA.
Yes.
And that is the reason why the NDPS court has rejected the bail of Aryan Khan. Now, when NDPS court rejects the bail, they have an option of going to Bombay High Court, which I think, Mitra ji, am I right? They have gone to
You're
Bombay
right.
High
You're
Court,
right.
right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they have approached Bombay High Court, and as Mitra ji is saying, 26th ko, I think they'll be heard.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether if you ask my personal opinion, I think bail should be denied to
True.
him, but I'm not sure. But again, you see, 23-year-old kid, yeah. Matlab, oh my God,
I think
Mitra
he's
ji.
26 years.
नहीं वो थोड़ा मैंने पता करा था. He is
Hmm?
23 only. I think somebody
Uh-huh.
morphed the age and
Okay.
tweeted that NCB filing. So he's 23 only because court maybe when he submitted his thing, he said I'm 23 years old.
Okay.
But 23-year-old kid who has been taking drugs for the past 3-4 years, yeah. मतलब 23 में तो नीरज चोपड़ा bought laurels to this country, and here is a perfect example of a fool. I think the best example I have heard, Mintraji and Dhruva, in my life is of Jackie Chan. Jackie
Oh,
Chan.
yeah. Hats off to him.
Yeah, I mean, ऐसा होता है कभी? You know, just imagine. Jackie Chan says, "Yes, take my son. He's made a mistake. Take my son." This is what Shah Rukh Khan should have done. He should
Also,
have
like he
just,
said, like no special treatment for my son.
yes, bang on. No
Hmm.
special treatment for my son. And this is exactly Shah Rukh Khan should have done. Ki, yaar, my son, you made a mistake. Go ahead, face the consequences, and come out as a better man. This is the
Correct.
way, yaar. मतलब,
Correct.
ये drugs जो है, Mitra ji, drugs does not just consume, kill an individual or destroys a family. It consumes a society as a whole. So
Yeah.
yeah, we need to get stricter laws in, when it comes to drugs. आप दुबई चले जाओ, आप सिंगापुर चले जाओ, आप मतलब ये कंट्री चले जाओ, आप वहां पर ड्रग्स में पकड़े जाओ, you won't be getting a hearing
I
in
think if you
years.
purchase or if you purchase consume, I mean if you sell or if you do business with drugs, I think it's they will give death penalty. I think. I mean,
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely correct, Mantraji.
Uh-huh.
There are countries which have death penalty.
Yeah.
My question is, if not death, why can't we have stricter laws close to it? Life imprisonment, no hearing for first 2 years. फिर मैं देखता हूँ कि कितने पेडलर्स आते हैं सामने और कैसे बिकता है ड्रग्स. And look at the audacity of people from Bollywood. They are going against Mr. Sameer Wankade. Mr. Sameer Wankade is an officer of NCB. NCB is Narcotics Control Bureau. It is their job to clean, the drugs from the society.
Professor, your voice is echoing, Professor.
Yeah, your voice is cracking. Huh, please.
Yeah. Um, excuse me, Professor and Dhruvaji, can I leave? But it was really nice
Yes,
to
ma'am, please.
listen.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank
It
you.
Please,
was
please.
It
Any
was a
my
closing
pleasure.
pleasure
comments?
talking. No, closing comments again. See, when CBI is not doing any job, we accusing them. What happened? Why you're not doing? Okay. Again, we have rights to ask, like because we have to ask, we have to question people. Then only we'll get answer. If you knock the door, it will open. Simultaneously, when NCB is doing their job, please don't question them. They are doing their duty. And it is NCB, as Professor said, it is NCB. Give some respect for them. They are cleaning our society. They're taking risk. They are in risk. So instead of questioning them, please be with them. That's what I wanted to tell the people. So as Professor Ji said, we need more Jackie Chans, I mean, as a good father. And because a good father can bring up their kids in a proper manner, not like this. He spoiled his kid, all the kids, like when they born, they are really good kids. But it depends upon their parents, how they're bringing up their kids. So it's in our hand. As a parent, it is in our hand to change the kid and change the society. So this is my final information. Thank you so much, both of you. And thanks for this opportunity, Dhruva ji. And it's nice meeting, talking with you, Professor G. Thanks a lot.
Same here. Very well said, Mitraji. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll just leave with your
Wow. Is this true, Arinya Devji?
Yeah, I think NCB is on fire. First, they went to Ananya Pandey's house flat. Then they went to the great, the supreme star, Mr. Khan's house, Mannat. And now I'm just reading from Aranya Devji that they are serving notice to Nawab Malik. Wow.
Hey, Professor, I think if this news is true and if Samir Wankadeji is speaking to Republic right now, I think we
Okay.
better call curtains on the session now and maybe have a session in the night around 10:30 p.m. Because this, if it is true, right, this would be the very first time in the history of Indian, what do you say, existence, from the time the constitution has come into existence, that an officer has gone ahead and slapped someone from the government.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's go and hear what he has to say. And we'll reconnect, Dhruva.
Yes, we'll connect around 10:30 in the night, because for me it is always nation that comes first. And if something like this has happened tonight, I will make sure I will get it one, like I will get one of the best streams done for this.
Thank you, Dhruva. Thank you so much. And you're doing a great job. It's always a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you so much, sir. It is actually like, what do you say? The pleasure is all mine. I had so many other questions for you, but Aranya Dev ji, I am like, what do I tell you? अगर आप स्ट्रीम पे होते ना, मैं आपके दोनों चरणों को मेरे दोनों हाथों से स्पर्श करता। ऐसी खबर सुनाई कि दिल ना गार्डन गार्डन हो गया।
चलो ठीक है ध्रुवा we'll connect later tonight.
Yes,
Thank you.
brother. Yes, I
God
will.
bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. So that's it, guys. Arinya Devji, thank you so much for the news, and I call it curtains on the show. So, with all due respect to everyone, those who had joined the stream and those who had spent their valuable time with us today, it is indeed my pleasure to keep coming back here with the same heavy positivity and the same mindset, the frame of mind that we are in. And also, it feels good that when people proactively come and say, do not quit. On that note, with the highest of the highest levels of positivity, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Until next time, take care. See you soon.